on this Tuesday, family? Hope you're having a great one. Yesterday was not a great day for us here in San Diego, who are fans of Aztec football and fans of our next guest. When the news came down, the Mountain West Conference had, in fact, postponed the fall season, hopefully pushing it to the spring. And joining us right now, head coach Brady Hoke. Brady, I wish it was under different conditions that we were conversing today. Ever since I've met you, you've been one of the most positive, upbeat people I've ever had the chance to converse with. Your glass is always half full. That said, did you kind of have a gut feeling this is the way it was going to turn out?
Well, I think in some ways, yeah, Mike, and thanks for having me on. But, the biggest thing is I know that San Diego State, and I'm really proud of San Diego State and President Delatorre and J.D. Wicker and how we've progressed in different phases of what we've been doing to this point. And I can't tell you how much they've done to keep pushing the issue so that we could play. And I also, feel as a staff, feel terrible for our players and all the effort and hard work they're doing. I mean, we're running this morning. We keep pushing it and keep getting ourselves ready to play. And so, they've given great effort, encouraged by them, and we just need to be there and help them through this, different time.
Brady, how did you tell your players yesterday?
Well, we had a team meeting that we scheduled once we had heard that there was going to be some sort of decision at this time being made. So we talked, I met with the seniors, meeting with the seniors again today here in about a half hour, and just kind of giving them what we're going to do. We talked yesterday about we started something, we got to finish it. And so we'll finish off this week, and then that will give us a little time to see, maybe some decisions by the NCAA, maybe some conference decisions about what the schedule would look like if it was pushed to the spring, and just trying to keep our guys engaged with, the honest facts that we know.
Brady Hoke with us here on Xtra. Brady, there are so many different layers to this if, in fact, it does get pushed to the spring. You mentioned how hard the guys are working, and that's one of the Givens cornerstones of your Aztec football players. But do you have to – I mean, how much is now on the shoulders of Adam Hall and the strength and conditioning staff? Do you have to now spread things out to avoid possible burnout if they keep going as hard as they're going and taking that all the way to January?
Yeah, there's no question. And that's one thing as a staff as we keep working through the logistics and all those kind of things. You get 15 practices in the spring, right, normally. Well, now in the fall, you're going to have some sort of spring ball schedule. And so, we've got to be smart. We've got to make sure the health and safety, number one, is still, the number one thing, and keeping our guys engaged and encouraged into what we're trying to do football-wise. And that means being creative. We're going to have a parent meeting tomorrow night to kind of go through what we know. The one thing Mike and Judson I've tried to do is always give our guys factual information. And I tell them, don't believe everything you see on Twitter, and wait till we get the facts, and we will communicate with you.
Don't believe everything you see on Twitter may be the greatest advice you give to all of your football players over the entire time that they're under you, Coach. Brady Hoke with us on Xtra 1360. Brady, do you believe that your players are safer with the fall football season than without?
Personally, yeah. I really do. Everyone's been tested. This week will be their third test. I'm really encouraged. 18 to 22-year-olds, they've stayed within their pods and the group of people that they've been around. And so I'm really like how they've taken care of each other and being committed and accountable to each other. And I think they are a little bit, from what I've seen so far, I think they are better off being together and with us.
Brady, did you have a say in, I guess, for lack of a better term, an official vote on whether to go this fall or postponement?
No.
Okay.
I've been doing this a long time, and I know our presidents. I know, the board of directors. They get a lot of the information, but as a coach, I think because of your competitiveness, I think the stakeholders all know where you stand.
Mm-hmm.
Now, again, I'll go back to the health and safety of the players is the number one thing. And so, decisions that get made at a higher level, we respect them. It's just like a family growing up. We always don't agree, but at the end of the day, we're going to work in one direction. And so that's kind of how we've handled it. And I know our guys know that we have their best outlook in this whole thing so that we can make sure that we stay safe and healthy.
Brady, kind of following off of how, listen, you don't get to make the ultimate decision. It would be unfair to us to ask you, can you guarantee us that we get to watch football come springtime or come start of 2021? I guess I'll ask it as, have you been given any sort of guarantees that you will get to coach the Aztecs once we get to the start of 2021 or sometime around there?
Not yet. And I think, the wheels are still turning. Everybody thought the Big Ten was going to be, had a vote yesterday and that they weren't going to play. And all of a sudden now there's another meeting that's going to take place. So, as far as those things are concerned, we hope to play. We'd love to play in the fall, but if we can get something worked out logistically that we get to play in the spring, I think we would really be excited about that.
Brady, finally, before we let you go, how does this affect recruiting, or is that a non-issue because the high school season has been pushed back as well here in San Diego?
Yeah, I can tell you, our recruiting, has been really good.
Oh, really good.
Yeah, and the coaches have done a great job. I think our recruiting staff, the creativity, all those things. During the pandemic, I think we were maybe ahead of some other people in how we presented San Diego State in the different platforms and in the communication that we've had with families and the student athletes. So, I think that the NCAA is going to have a lot of things that they need to think about. When in regards to the recruitment and recruiting and official visits, everything that goes along with it, and that's going to take them, I think, a little bit of time to get that in order, and what are the rules going to be, and all those things. So, we're just going to, recruit the guys who fit what we believe is important in a football team and meet the standards that we have as a football team.
Brady, I asked you how you told your players. I probably should have asked how your players are doing. So, two-part question. How are your players doing with this news?
Yeah.
And what is the overwhelming sentiment from your players and from parents about the decision to not be playing during the fall?
Well, I can answer the player one first. The parents we're going to meet with tomorrow night and just tell them, this is the schedule. This is how we look at things. J.D. Wicker's going to be on the call. The president has offered, Adela has offered to be on the call with us so she could answer any questions that may be out there. But, our players, obviously the disappointment of yesterday, we met with the senior group, talked about, we've started this thing. We're going to finish it through the week. and then we're going to make some decisions on, and Mike, you brought it up. We don't want to burn them out, and what fall camp looks like. This has been a hybrid kind of fall camp for us anyway, and then because of if it is spring, we've got to set a schedule that will keep them engaged and keep them, in football condition as we move forward.
Again, Brady, wish we were talking about the season being right around the corner, but again, we will adopt your glass half full philosophy. We will have football in the spring. We're just going to have to wait a little while longer for it, and it's going to be that much better when it rolls around. Thanks, Coach.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Brady Hoke, head coach of San Diego State University.
We asked him, do you feel like your players are safer within a fall season playing football right now than without one? And he said, personally, yes, I do. And it goes in line of what you heard a lot of. But again, presidents are making the decisions about whether or not they are on, your turf, your ground.